Settle into this moment and let the gentle currents of time carry you. Close your eyes if you wish, and allow your mind to drift. Imagine a world bathed in the soft glow of twilight, where the air hums with unspoken desires and the scent of change hangs heavy, like the bloom of a night-flowering jasmine. We're about to embark on a voyage, not just through dates and names, but into the very soul of human aspiration. The timeless yearning for freedom. As dusk begins to settle, we'll explore a tapestry woven with threads of courage, sacrifice, and the enduring dream of a better tomorrow. We begin in a distant past, a moment frozen in the amber of memory, yet resonating still with profound echoes in our present. Let your breath deepen, let your thoughts unfurl, as we gently turn the pages of history, not to merely recount, but to feel, to imagine, to understand the beating heart of revolution. This is a story of how a summer day, long ago, in a new land, ignited a spark that would travel across oceans, through centuries, and into the very fabric of our shared human experience. Our journey begins in the late 18th century, in a collection of 13 colonies nestled along the eastern shores of a vast continent. For generations, these lands had been under the distant gaze of a powerful monarchy, a king across the sea. Life here for many was a rhythm of toil and harvest, guided by the seasons and the simple joys of community. Yet beneath the surface of this seeming tranquility, a subtle unease began to stir, like ripples on a still pond. The whispers grew louder, carried on the wind through bustling taverns and quiet meeting houses. Whispers of injustice, of burdens imposed from afar, of voices unheard. The British Crown, burdened by distant wars, sought to replenish its coffers, and its gaze fell upon its American colonies. Taxes, levies, and acts of control began to press upon the colonists, not as crushing weights, but as persistent, irritating pebbles in a shoe. The Stamp Act, the Townshend Acts, the Tea Act, each a small tremor, building towards a seismic shift. It was a time when the very idea of being governed without one's consent began to chafe in the hearts of ordinary people. And so, the whispers coalesced into a chorus, a unified voice rising from the hearts of thinkers, farmers, merchants, and laborers alike. In the summer of 1776, in the hallowed halls of Philadelphia, a profound declaration was penned. It was more than a formal document. It was a radical whisper, echoing through the ages, articulating ideals that would forever alter the course of human history. This Declaration of Independence dared to assert that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Imagine the audacity, the sheer revolutionary spirit of such words in a world dominated by kings and emperors, where power flowed from divine right, not from the consent of the governed. This was a blueprint for a new world, a vision of self-rule, where sovereignty resided not in a crown but in the collective will of the people. America was not just declaring its separation, it was sowing the seeds of a republic. A concept so audacious it sent ripples of shock and fascination across the established empires of the globe. Yet even in this radiant dawn of new ideals, shadows lingered. The Symphony of Liberty, so powerfully orchestrated, was, in truth, an unfinished one. The grand pronouncements of equality and freedom, while revolutionary for their time, did not extend to all who dwelled on these nascent shores. The painful truth, a stain on this noble beginning, was the institution of slavery, which bound hundreds of thousands of African men, women, and children in unimaginable bondage. Their cries for liberty, their inherent right to human dignity, were tragically overlooked, a profound contradiction at the very heart of the revolution. Nor did the ideals fully embrace the voices of women, whose vital contributions to the fabric of society were often confined to the domestic sphere, their political participation largely unacknowledged. And the indigenous peoples, the original stewards of this land, found their sovereignty increasingly threatened, their ancient ways of life disrupted by the very expansion of this new nation. The American Revolution, in its glorious birth, presented a complex tableau, a beacon of hope for many, yet a moment of exclusion and injustice for others. This unfinished symphony of freedom would continue to play out, its discordant notes a persistent reminder of the work yet to be done. As the news of the American experiment filtered across the vast Atlantic, carried by ships and whispered in salons, it landed on fertile ground. In the opulent yet increasingly restless kingdom of France, the seeds of discontent, long dormant, began to sprout. The American tale of self-determination, of a people casting off the shackles of monarchy, resonated deeply with a populace burdened by extravagant royalty, rigid social hierarchies, and mounting poverty. The year 1789 marked the dramatic eruption of the French Revolution. Inspired by the very language of liberty and the pursuit of happiness, the French people rose up, their cries echoing the American ideals, but with a fervor uniquely their own. Liberté, égalité, fraternité. Liberty, equality, brotherhood. It was a revolution born of similar aspirations, but destined to follow a more turbulent and bloody path. A testament to the unpredictable nature of human yearning when ignited by the fires of profound injustice. But the ripples of 1776 did not stop at the shores of Europe. They traveled further, to the distant, sun-drenched island of Saint-Domingue, a French colony built on the brutal foundation of chattel slavery. Here, the words of freedom and equality took on an even more profound and urgent meaning for those who knew only chains and oppression. In 1791, a revolution unlike any other began to simmer and then boil over. Enslaved people, fueled by an indomitable spirit and inspired by the revolutionary fervor sweeping the globe, rose up against their masters. This was not merely a fight for independence from a colonial power. It was a fight for their very humanity, a fight to shatter the bonds of generations of brutal exploitation. Led by extraordinary figures like Toussaint Louverture, the Haitian Revolution became the first and only successful slave revolt in history, culminating in the establishment of the independent nation of Haiti in 1804. It was a truly astonishing triumph, a testament to the universal power of the human spirit to resist tyranny, regardless of the odds. It proved that the flame of liberty, once lit, could ignite even in the darkest corners of the earth. The revolutionary spirit, like a powerful wind, continued its journey, sweeping south across the vast and varied landscapes of Latin America. Here, Spanish and Portuguese empires had held sway for centuries, their vast territories rich in resources, but their populations chafing under colonial rule. Figures like Simón Bolívar, deeply influenced by the American model of republicanism and the Enlightenment ideals that had fueled both the American and French revolutions, rose to prominence. Bolívar, known as the Liberator, envisioned a united South America, free from the yoke of European domination. His campaigns, spanning across what would become Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia, were epic in scope, driven by a tireless belief in self-determination. The American Revolution had provided a tangible example, a blueprint, however imperfect, for throwing off the chains of empire. It showed that independence was not merely a philosophical concept, but an achievable reality, sparking a cascade of movements that reshaped the map of the Americas and cemented 1776 as a global symbol of resistance. As we gently drift back to our present moment, the echoes of those past revolutions continue to resonate with surprising clarity. The desire for self-determination, for the right to choose one's own path, remains a powerful animating force in our world today. The spirit of 1776, the belief that people have an inherent right to govern themselves, continues to inspire and empower. Consider the ongoing struggles unfolding across our globe, dramas that, in their essence, are modern chapters in this timeless story of freedom. Each one, in its own way, reflects the enduring human yearning for sovereignty and dignity. The tapestry of revolution continues to be woven, thread by painful, hopeful thread. Look to the steadfast nation of Ukraine, a land now bravely defending its sovereignty against a powerful aggressor. Their struggle, in its essence, echoes the very core of the American Revolution. a fight to determine their own destiny, to resist external domination, to preserve their unique culture and identity. The desire to remain independent, to choose their alliances and their future, is a profound and fundamental right, one that resonates deeply with the colonists' resolve against distant British rule. The determination of the Ukrainian people to defend their homeland, their unwavering belief in their right to exist as a free and independent nation, serves as a poignant reminder that the fight for self-determination is a timeless and ongoing human endeavor. It is a modern manifestation of that same ancient cry for liberty that first rang out on American soil. Across the vast expanse of the Pacific lies the island of Taiwan, a vibrant democracy charting its own course amidst complex geopolitical currents. Their situation, in many ways, parallels the spirit of the American colonies confronting the British Empire, a smaller entity striving to maintain its independence and democratic ideals against the formidable shadow of a much larger power. Taiwan's journey is one of remarkable resilience and self-determination. They have built a thriving society, a beacon of technological innovation and democratic governance, all while navigating the delicate balance of their existence. Their quiet strength, their unwavering commitment to their democratic way of life, is a testament to the enduring human desire to chart one's own destiny, free from external coercion. But the narrative of freedom is not always one of triumphant victory. There are moments when the light of liberty dims, when the tide of authoritarianism proves overwhelming. Consider the beautiful, bustling city of Hong Kong, once a vibrant hub of democratic freedoms and independent spirit. In recent years, we've witnessed a somber chapter unfold there, as the democratic freedoms that residents had long cherished have been systematically eroded. The aspirations for self-governance, once so vibrantly expressed, have been met with increasing control. It is a poignant reminder that the flame of freedom, once kindled, requires constant vigilance and protection. The story of Hong Kong serves as a powerful testament to the fragility of liberty and the ever-present struggle against forces that seek to suppress the human spirit. And still, in other corners of the world, brave voices rise, challenging entrenched authoritarian regimes. In Iran, the echoes of women's voices, seeking fundamental rights and freedoms, reverberate with a powerful clarity. Their courage, their unwavering demand for dignity and self-determination, is a testament to the irrepressible human spirit. Similarly, in Sudan, amidst immense challenges and hardship, citizens continue to advocate for a just and democratic future, striving to reclaim their voices and shape their own destiny. These struggles, though distinct in their contexts, share a common thread with the original American cry for liberty, the inherent human desire to live free, to be governed by consent, and to have one's fundamental rights respected. They remind us that the revolution for freedom is not confined to history books. It is a living, breathing struggle, unfolding in countless hearts and streets around the globe. As we reflect on these global struggles, it is vital to turn our gaze inward, to the very nation that first proclaimed these radical ideals. The American experiment, born of a thirst for liberty, has always grappled with a profound question: who truly gets to be free? The glorious pronouncements of 1776, while groundbreaking, were not universally applied, leaving a complex legacy that continues to shape the American story. The ideals of liberty and equality, while enshrined in founding documents, have often stood in stark contrast to the realities experienced by significant portions of the population. This internal tension, this striving towards a more perfect union, is a crucial part of the ongoing American Revolution. Let us remember the voices that were, for too long, left out of the initial chorus of liberty. The indigenous peoples, the Native American nations who stewarded this land for millennia, faced displacement, broken treaties, and profound injustice as the new republic expanded. Their fight for sovereignty, for the preservation of their cultures and traditions, is a continuing testament to their resilience and a vital part of the American narrative. And the story of Black Americans, descendants of those cruelly brought to these shores in chains, is a profound and enduring testament to the power of the human spirit to seek justice. From the brutal realities of slavery to the long and arduous fight for civil rights, their struggle for true freedom and equality has shaped the very soul of the nation. Despite the promise of the Declaration, it took generations of activism, courage, and sacrifice to dismantle the legal structures of segregation and to continue the pursuit of racial justice. Furthermore, the tapestry of America has been continually enriched by waves of immigrants, each group bringing their dreams, their hopes, and their labor to build a new life. Yet, for many, the journey has been fraught with challenges, facing prejudice, discrimination, and the struggle to belong. Their stories are an integral part of the ongoing American dialogue about who truly gets to partake in the promise of liberty and opportunity. The ideals of 1776 continue to challenge us, to push us towards a more inclusive and just society for all. The struggles within America are not isolated. Around the world, many nations continue to grapple with the complex legacies of colonialism and systemic oppression. The lines drawn by colonial powers, the exploitation of resources, and the imposition of foreign systems have left deep and lasting imprints on societies, creating challenges that resonate even today. From the economic disparities that persist in former colonies to the ongoing battles for land rights and self-determination, the ripple effects of historical injustices are still felt. These nations, in their unique ways, are striving to define their own futures, to overcome inherited challenges, and to build societies rooted in fairness and dignity. Their journeys, though distinct, share a universal thread with the revolutionary spirit born on July 4th. The enduring quest for true liberation, not just from external rule, but from the lingering shadows of past oppressions. The spirit of revolution, this tireless pursuit of freedom, is not a relic of the past. It is a dynamic, ever-evolving force, shaping our present and illuminating our future. In our interconnected world, new battlegrounds for liberty are emerging, particularly in the vast, ethereal realm of digital freedom. The very essence of our interconnectedness, through the vast networks of information and communication, presents both incredible opportunities and profound challenges. How do we safeguard individual autonomy in an age of pervasive surveillance, where our every digital footprint can be tracked and analyzed? How do we ensure that the free flow of information, a cornerstone of any truly free society, is not stifled by censorship or the insidious influence of algorithms? These are the modern questions, the new frontiers in the ongoing revolution for liberty, demanding our thoughtful attention and collective wisdom. And who better to carry the torch of revolution forward than the rising generations, infused with fresh perspectives and a fierce commitment to justice? Across the globe, youth-led movements are breathing new life into the ongoing fight for a better world. From the urgent calls for climate justice, demanding a sustainable future for all, to the unwavering advocacy for democracy and against authoritarianism, young voices are rising with clarity and conviction. They are challenging established norms, questioning the status quo, and demanding accountability from those in power. Their energy, their idealism, and their profound sense of interconnectedness are powerful forces, reminding us that the spirit of 1776, the belief in the power of ordinary people to shape their destiny, lives vibrantly in every young heart yearning for a more equitable and free world. And so our gentle journey through the annals of revolution draws to a close. We've traversed centuries, spanned continents, and touched upon the enduring human desire for liberty. From the quiet fields of colonial America to the bustling streets of modern cities, the spirit ignited on July 4th, 1776, has continued its profound and transformative journey. It is a spirit that whispers in the quiet courage of an individual standing up for what is right. It resonates in the collective voice of a community demanding justice. It shines in the unwavering hope of those who dream of a world where every person is truly free. The revolution for freedom is not a singular event. It is an ongoing narrative, a continuous unfolding in the hearts and minds of people everywhere. May the gentle echoes of history remind us that the fight for freedom, in all its forms, is a shared responsibility, a continuous act of hope and courage. May the flame of liberty, once lit, continue to burn brightly, illuminating the path towards a future where dignity, equality, and self-determination are not just ideals, but realities for all.